So it's not just that you've got some foot soldiers out there. And again, you are allowed to protest. You can't protest in the middle of the street, okay? You shouldn't be going to people's homes. I've never liked that. And there may be some gray area. This is what I've heard a few people say. There's a little bit of a gray area whether you can protest outside people's homes. Now, if you do it peacefully outside people's homes, I think some of this is left up to the local laws. But we just have to realize, what are we unearthing? What are we unearthing? And let's do a reverse version of the video that I just showed you. Let's say that was a bunch of right-wingers, right-wing people protesting outside the house of a lefty justice, say Sotomayor. Let's say there was a bunch of them that weren't happy with her decision and they were outside. We'd be being told that they were terrorists, that they were alt-right, they were being instigated by scary people like Tucker Carlson or Dave Rubin, et cetera, et cetera. But now it's going to basically be excused. And if you don't believe me, well, here's that Jen Psaki woman. And this is Jen Psaki on Friday, basically saying, yeah, you guys can do whatever you want outside of his house.
These activists posted a map with the home addresses of the Supreme Court justices. Is that the kind of thing this president wants to help your side make their point?
Look, I think the president's view is that there's a lot of passion, a lot of fear, a lot of sadness from many, many people across this country about what they saw in that leaked document. We obviously want people's privacy to be respected. We want people to protest peacefully if they want to protest. That is certainly what the president's view would be.
So he doesn't care if they're protesting outside the Supreme Court or outside someone's private residence?
I don't have an official U.S. government position on where people protest. We want it, of course, to be peaceful. And certainly the president would want people's privacy to be respected. But I think we shouldn't lose the point here. The reason people are protesting is because women across the country are worried about their fundamental rights that have been law for 50 years, their rights to make choices about their own bodies and their own health care are at risk. That's why people are protesting. They're unhappy. They're scared.
All right, so you guys get it. She's excusing it, but she had the word but in there, right? So she is absolutely excusing it. She's saying they have to be peaceful, and that's good. So she's not like outright calling for people to be assassinated or decapitated. And she's claiming she's for privacy, but she is for it. Now, remember, it's just so obvious. Like, imagine if this was Ruth Bader Ginsburg's house, if she was still alive and there were right-wing protesters. Do you think Jen Psaki would be up there saying, oh, well, we just want them to be peaceful and people are upset and they have a right to do it? Like, it's just pure. It's pure, unadulterated BS. That's what it is. And you can see this. So what happens is, the lies and the obfuscation of the truth, they get laundered through the administration, and then they get out through the Washington Post and the New York Times and CNN and MSNBC and everywhere else. Here's an opinion piece in the Washington Post. This is what they had to say about protesting outside people's houses. The decisions by Supreme Court justices have a direct impact on people's lives, such as the case of Texas Senate Bill 8 denying health care to millions of pregnant people in Texas. We used to call them women back in my day, old school. The consequences of Supreme Court Justice Brett M. Kavanaugh's actions will be dire, and having protesters outside his home for one night pales in comparison with what he and his fellow conservative justices have inflicted on pregnant people in this country. I mean, this person who wrote this piece is a complete clown. She can't say women. She can't say women. And also, one night of protests, well, we know these protests are going to continue, but the fact that they can't say women, and we just brought in a new Supreme Court justice who also can't decide what a woman is, right? She's not a biologist. They're just dragging us to the endless descent to hell. But don't worry, guys. You know me. We're going to have solutions here. But you can't do this. It doesn't matter if it's one night or two nights. Also, they're not attacking women's rights. They are just kicking it back to the states. That's all that they're doing.